So in this video, we're going to be talking about the differences between photosynthesis and cellular respiration. So photosynthesis basically makes sugar or makes glucose, while cellular respiration breaks down that glucose. Photosynthesis mainly occurs in plants. These plants have these organelles, which is located inside the cell, and it's located on the leaf. So these organelles called chloroplast take in the sunlight and take the sunlight energy, and they store that sunlight energy. Meanwhile, the roots from the plant helps bring that water into the plant, and these small openings called the stomata, which is basically located on the leaf, take in carbon dioxide. So we take 6 molecules of carbon dioxide from the stomata of the leaf, 6 molecules of water from the roots, and the stored energy from the sunlight from the chloroplast, and that creates our reactants in photosynthesis. Meanwhile, these reactants create 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen. Now what happens is photosynthesis basically creates this glucose, and this light energy is turned to chemical energy, and this only happens in the presence of light. If it's nighttime, photosynthesis does not occur because we need light energy for the chloroplast to work. So we're going to be moving to cellular respiration. In cellular respiration, it occurs in the organelle mitochondria. The mitochondria is known as the energy creator, but it really doesn't create energy, it just breaks down the glucose to be able to then use that glucose and convert it to energy, or in other words, ATP. We'll get to the exact step-by-step of how it converts it to ATP later, but right now we're just looking at the differences between the two. So we take 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen to create 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, and ATP. We can see how these two equations are basically identical to each other. The reactants are basically identical to the products, except the sunlight and energy is replaced. And the products of photosynthesis is exactly identical to the reactants of cellular respiration, as shown over here. So this shows this continuous flow of energy throughout multiple organisms. Now, plants are the only organisms that do photosynthesis and cellular respiration. However, every single organism does cellular respiration, including humans. So the thing about cellular respiration is, instead of happening in the presence of light, it happens all the time. It can happen when you're awake or while sleeping, and we take this chemical bond, this glucose, which is basically a chemical bond, and we turn it into energy. And through this, the energy that is made from the glucose contains is released, and this energy allows us to do daily activities such as breathing, walking, basically anything. So these are the differences between photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Photosynthesis makes sugar, while cellular respiration breaks down that sugar that the photosynthesis organism made. We take in this glucose or sugar that the organism makes through eating it. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, and sunlight turn to 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen. The products of photosynthesis is identical to the reactants of cellular respiration, and the reactants of photosynthesis is almost identical to the products of cellular respiration. These are the differences between photosynthesis and cellular respiration.